Screen Unseen this week, and something surprising.
Yeah. So I saw the movie. It turned out to be movie Better Man. For those of you not quite sure what movie that is, that's the movie featuring a singing chimp, and is like his backstory of becoming a pop star. It's also the true story of singer Robbie Williams, who, like me, you probably never heard of unless you were into early '90s UK boy bands. Um, but Robbie Williams has evidently sold over 80 million records worldwide. And once I looked him up, I did realize I did know one of his songs, titled Angels, which goes, I know that life won't break me. When I come to call, she won't forsake me. I'm loving angels instead. We all know it. I don't need to sing it. It says sing
Well, and I
on
don't I don't want the copyright strike from YouTube or Twitch. So no, we're not. That's why we're not
We're not,
playing the song. I don't
not
need.
playing the
I
song.
don't need copyright strikes.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, it was actually surprising. Um, I actually kind of enjoyed it. It was interesting. It's not a movie that I probably would have went and saw, to be completely honest. It just didn't look like my thing. So yeah, I thought
So
it was a pretty good movie.
again, that's one of the nice things about A List and Screen Unseen is you will dump into stuff that you wouldn't normally see, and I think that that's great. So here's what I want to know: how do they connect the story of because I've seen the posters for Better Man at
Mhm.
my local AMC. How do they connect? This is a story about a chimp. To this is the true story of singer Robbie Williams. So can you break that down? Because that like I've seen the posters for Better Man, and nowhere in there would I be like, oh, this is the true story of how Robbie Williams became a pop star.
Do you Okay, I guess like first question back at you. Do you know who Robbie Williams is? Like,
I
have
I
you heard
do.
of
I do
him?
because I am a weird person who is sadly overly connected to pop culture, for which I
Okay.
blame my mother.
Okay.
That's something to unpack for another time.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, we will not culture shame anyone. But to answer your question, I think he kind of says like, this is like my story of like and how like I view myself, and he views himself as this kind of chimp. They don't really get into it a whole lot. Like in the beginning, I didn't even know this was like a real person. Like I thought it was just a chimp. And then at the very end of the movie, like during the credits, they took some of the scenes from the movie where there was a chimp and showed real pictures of Robbie Williams, obviously not as a chimp. And then I was like, wait. I was like, what? I was like, is this a real person? And my wife was like, yeah, Robbie Williams. And I'm like, who the hell is Robbie Williams? And then like, of course, like she goes to the restroom after the movie, and I'm like typing like Robbie Williams. Who the hell is this? Um, yeah, so they don't like really explain that. I think it's kind of like a artistic kind of touch. You could probably get into psychology a little bit there. Um, Robbie Williams does struggle, or he did struggle a lot, like most young entertainers, with like, for instance, like who he is really. Why does he do the things that he does? Suicide, stuff like that. Because he started at the age of 15. He started at the age of 15, and according to the movie, the group that he was a part of, I forgot what it's called, Take That or something. Anyways, the little boy band that he started off with, um, they were playing at gay sex clubs when he was 15.
Wow.
Yeah, and he was so desperate to try to be someone else, be someone better. Like he wanted to become a star because he kind of thought like his life kind of sucked. So he was willing to be whoever people needed him to be, which obviously led down a very sad story of drug abuse, um, suicide things. They get into like his marriage, the baby that they had, blah 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 blah, all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to spoil the entire thing, but also
It's a
it's about
biopic,
one
so
person. So like I don't know. Um, yeah, it was a very interesting movie. It was very shocking. It was way better than I thought it was going to be.
all right. So there you go, folks. Go check out Better Man. Again, I've seen the posters, but had no context to what the hell it was supposed to be. So, good on them. It must have just come out. Let's take a look. Um, see how it's doing in the box office so far. Um, made a couple of bucks. So it just came out. Um, obviously the place that is doing the best is the United Kingdom, which if Robbie Williams is a big British pop star, for them, I mean that makes the most sense. Um, it hasn't done phenomenal, but oh wow, it's only made 100,000 in the U.S.
Well, I think it's a little weird because I think they've like opened it to very small locations. Because I'm showing that it's supposed to open up everywhere. According to IMDb, it looks like January 17th.
So I wonder if those are just previews and stuff. Weird. Yeah, I don't know. Again, I've seen the posters, had no idea what it was about. If I get some time, I might go take a look at it, because that's pretty interesting. Yeah. So there you go, folks. Have you seen Better Man? Based on what we're telling you, are you thinking it might be fun to watch now? Let us know down in the comments below.